get done for copyright. How are we getting on, people? Luke and James here with another Trading Couch video. Today we're just going to be talking about some of the components that make up a great trader, a successful, competent trader.
So you have three, I'll have three. We'll just go back and forth, talk through our main things, and pretty much if you're not implementing these every day, you're never going to be a profitable trader.
Yeah, you definitely need to be implementing these things. So, yeah, I will start first. I'm going to go with routine as the first one. I think this is one of the most important. I think it's very important to have a good routine. Now, this is with everything, not just. Routine is in the hours that you place positions or you're looking at trading the markets, but also a routine within your trading plan. It is very important that you have a step guide as to how you like to place positions and how you go about placing your trades. I've just recently put up a learn to trade video, the 10-step guide to price action, and I go through a list of the things that I need to see in order to actually execute trades on the markets. So again, that is implementing a good routine, having those set things. And then when it comes to me actually placing positions and trading and doing my analysis, I have a regular routine that I follow. I get up nice and early in the morning. I go to the gym. I do all these things and I implement these things within my daily routine that make up my routine.
Yeah, it's so important. Like, you need to make it a part of your everyday life. Like, you don't want to wake up and think, oh, should I do this today? Do I want to sit down and trade? No, you wake up, you sit down. It's part of your routine. Like, you don't even think about it. Mm-hmm. It's all unconscious. As you said, you need all these parameters when it comes to analysing the markets, placing trades. This routine of these things that you always look for, always implement, because you're removing the chance that any sort of liability is introduced or any anomaly is introduced into your trading plan. It's the same strict thing. You make sure that you erect this strict thing. Oh, why? Why did you have to laugh at that word? You need to make sure when you build your trading strategy that you have done so in a way such that if you follow these rules and this routine every day, you will be profitable. Yeah. Any deviation from that is where any losses will be incurred.
Absolutely. I mean, my routine is literally as simple as getting up nice and early in the morning, obviously eating first thing, morning coffee, this, that, and the other, sitting down at my desk, doing my analysis, updating my analysis from the previous day, looking at the markets, checking fundamentals, and then it is literally a case of setting zones and areas, setting my alerts, waiting for price to play out. As soon as price plays out in my favour, I have then gone through my list of what I need to see in order to execute position. I place my position. I then leave the trade to run, because I should be going into that trade feeling confident in my ability and the analysis that I've done, because I've done it to a thorough standard. And then, I go on with my day. I'll go to the gym. I'll go out with friends. We'll go for a meal, whatever it may be. But I keep my mind busy on other things, because I feel like looking at the markets all the time, sitting there and staring at the markets is going to bring on
you get like brain fog. You need a little spurt,
and it's definitely going to bring on like psychological impacts. Your emotions are going to get ahead of you and things like that. So I think it's important to definitely check on your trade on a regular basis, but not actually sit in front of your desk and stare at the trade.
And just having that routine in place is crucial.
Even with the gym, for example, like, I don't know if there's any people that love the gym that are watching, but even for the gym, like, you have like the days that you have off, you have the days that you have on, and you have like set days that you do certain exercises. I have an upper day on a Monday, a lower day on a Tuesday, rest on a Wednesday.
Have you ever noticed that the second you fall off slightly and miss one session, boom, you're off.
Absolutely.
And then you have to really initiate back. It's the same thing with everything. Especially trading. That routine needs to be there. The second 100%. It falls off, you have to re-establish it ASAP.
So routine for me is definitely up there as one of the most important.
So my first component is being psychologically aware, which pretty much just means being aware of your psychology, being aware of the things you do and say on a daily basis, and understanding why your brain tells you to do these things. So this is important because when you're trading, if you make any emotional based decisions like closing trades too early, placing trades too soon, all of these things that can go wrong within any trader's lifestyle, you have to be aware of the fact of why is that happening. And that comes through psychological awareness, which I think the main thing is just learning more about your psychology. Looking at people like Jordan Peterson, Robert Greene, two great authors. They also do seminars, Google Talks, all of this. I definitely recommend. You read their stuff, listen to their stuff, because being aware of the emotions that come onto you during trading, why they do that, how you can stop it from happening, because the first step to taking control and stopping it from happening is enlightenment and understanding why it happens, so that you can actually then take control. And since doing that, not even with trading, it has literally had such a vast positive effect on my life. Being psychologically aware in all scenarios of what things are doing. You know, you'll especially notice in social aspects, things that you do and say autonomously without even realizing.
I mean, and like you said before, I think it falls into like your emotions again. You know, if you're psychologically aware of why you're thinking certain things when you're looking at the markets, why you are quick to make an impulsive decision, then you can understand how to not allow that to happen in the future. I think if you understand the how and why, then you can change the, you know, the end product every single time. Passion is definitely important. I think with anything that you put your mind to, you should always be passionate about, or have passion towards it, because this is inevitably going to help you become successful in that, you know, in that field of work. I always say to my friends that are passionate about something specific, I always say, you know, you should try and make money from that. You should try and create a business around that, because the things that you do love to do, you don't mind doing. Me, personally, forex is a graft. Forex is hard work, but I enjoy doing it. So therefore, it doesn't seem like work to me. You know what I mean? I enjoy sitting here and making videos. I enjoy making learn to trade videos. I enjoy interacting with other people. I enjoy helping others. Do you know what I mean? And it's all surrounding a subject that I love. I'm obsessed with it. You know what I mean? I love forex. So for me, it doesn't feel like work, and I put my all into it. You know, there are certain days where we may not work as hard, we may not do as much, but you know, at the end of the day, we put our pride and joy into it because we love what we do. And I think it is extremely important. If you want to be successful in anything, you need to be passionate about it.
Yeah, it's like that constant positive feedback system. Like, you wake up every day, you enjoy what you're doing, so it no longer feels like a task. The second it feels like a task, although it's good to have that pressure of, this is a huge thing I need to do. You're feeling that pressure. I don't really want to do it. Sometimes that pressure can be good. But, you know, if you really enjoy something and something's your passion, it's so easy to wake up every day and do it without there ever being times where you're slacking too much or deviating away from it. Like, the most scary people in the world are the most passionate people.
100%.
Like, just unrivaled passion in anything. And people lack passion. Yeah. And the issue is because it's their mindset. The second, I love asking people this question, I don't know why. I say, what do you want to do in life? Like, where do you want to go? What is your passion? What's like your dream job? All of this.
Such a turn off, isn't it? When people aren't passionate.
Yeah, but people always have this thing where they're like, oh, I want to do this. I'm like, so why aren't you taking the steps to get there? Oh, I can't. Yeah. That's it.
Well, you're obviously not passionate enough.
I can't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as you say, A, you're not passionate enough, and B, why are you instantly telling yourself you can't?
Yeah.
Even if, and it's always things that aren't even that difficult. Fair enough if you say, right, I want to be the next Elon Musk. Right, that's where you're going to be a bit like, okay, it's going to be difficult.
Achievable. Like, why isn't it?
Achievable.
Yeah, why isn't it? Anything's achievable.
But for somebody who wants something that's actually quite easy to attain, but still don't have the passion to do so, it's crazy. And honestly, the second you have passion, it is huge. And it actually ties on quite well to my next point. So the second you've rounded up
I was just going to say, like, I think the reason why people don't have passion, or they don't understand that passion is so important, because they want instant gratification, they want instant feedback from things that they are doing. Do you know what I mean?
If they don't get that, pushed us into.
Yeah, if they don't get that, then I can't be arsed. You know what I mean?
I have to do a 2-year college course.
But if you have passion, if you have the passion to do it, then you don't mind how long it takes, because you know that the end product is going to be
2 years is nothing in the scheme of things.
Not
like,
at
you're
all.
so correct in terms of like the way that social media has become. I remember sitting back in the day, and I'd happily sit and watch 30, 40 an hour long YouTube videos happily, and that was like the regular thing. Now I can't sit through anything over 10, 15 minutes because the way social media has become, and everything's just this instant feedback. TikTok, 10, 15 second videos. There's just this what's the word, dopamine effect, response,
it's awful.
Hit all the time, constantly, and everybody's searching for that next quick hit, and it's just constant. And now nobody is happy to sit down and graft on something. Everybody wants it now. Like, I would even know in so many different professions, like the employee base has gone to absolute because nobody wants to sit and graft. Everybody wants weekends off. Nobody wants to work longer than 8-hour shifts. Like, what happened to days of grafting?
It is literally like every day I'm working.
No, but the only time you ever really take time off is when you have to, like Christmas Day, close relatives' birthdays, and that's maybe like what we're talking, like 10 days off.
Not much. I've said to myself that I'm gonna have the last 2 weeks off of December though. I'll still obviously be providing content.
Well, then it's not off
people.
then, is it?
But yeah, I know. But it's like I'm gonna not be as, what's the word?
A bit more laid back with it.
Yeah. Because I mean, everyone will be enjoying themselves around Christmas.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of using that as an excuse to be like, yeah, it's okay to not be working so much.
Yeah, fair enough. I think the idea being, we're talking about how people find it so difficult to kickstart that passion and go into things, which leads on to my second point, complacency. I think this is huge because so many people get complacent with where they are in life. They're like, this is good enough. So rather than striving for more, they're like, oh, yes, I could strive for more, but there is a small chance of failure which could set me back to a position where I won't be complacent with. So I'd rather just stay in this happy medium I'm at right now, breeze through life, and I'll be happy. The same thing I noticed with so many traders, especially as well, like how big they can grow their accounts, but they'll get complacent. And what is it? Is it Dan Pena? Is it? He says this is the killer thing. He says if you tell yourself you're going to make $1 million, you'll make $1 million and not one bit over, because you've instantly set that height, that limit. And the second you hit the $1 million, you become complacent because you thought, I've achieved what I set out to do, I've hit the $1 million. You become complacent. You no longer strive for more.
Yeah, that's it.
And you stop. If you tell yourself you're going to make $1 billion, you'll probably make $1 billion. Why? Because you'll stop when you get there, become complacent. And the main thing is, as a trader, is you can never get complacent. Like, oh, my account's finally hit 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. You become complacent and stop grafting as much, stop compounding, stop doing all these processes that we know we should be doing.
Yeah. Because
we get complacent because in your mind you've made it.
When I made 100,000, I was like, oh, I've made 100k now. Do you know what I mean? So it was now.
And how much time do you think you've set yourself back from that decision? Years.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk through that a bit more so people understand what I mean by complacency?
I made 100k and I was like, fucking hell. I was like, I made it. On
Ego.
6 figures.
Ego building, thinking you're the
Bearing
top
in mind, I'm like 21 at this
21,
point.
22.
Do you know what I mean? I've got 100k just sat there. Yeah. Right. What did I do? Obviously, I was in loads of situations happened, personal things happened, and I was just like, I just pulled the majority of it out and spent the lot. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was just pressing a reset button basically. All the compounding I had done, just grafting away, like you said. You do that, and then I achieved my goal, and I was like, "Yep, done."
You became complacent, and you started living that lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, that lifestyle didn't last very long. Trust me, 100k doesn't get you far.
No, yeah, you very quickly burn through it. So yeah, that is the main thing that I mean with complacency. I don't know if there's anything you want to touch upon with complacency, but I think you have to avoid it.
It's just being comfortable, isn't it? I mean, I know everyone, like all my friends, family, everyone. It's like, yeah, I've got a good job. I make 35 grand a year. I've got a girlfriend that I like, and I love her, and they become complacent. I've got a nice house, semi-detached, whatever. Why not strive for more? You know what I mean? Push the boat out. Live a little. You know what I mean? Risk a little bit.
They just become way too comfortable.
People are too scared to take risks.
Yeah,
without risks, you don't learn. Without risks, you don't grow. Without risks,
without risks,
the same
there's
boring
no
old
mistakes.
person.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So don't be complacent. Take risks.
Always strive for more, and that's what I mean. It goes back to passion. Always have the passion for more. Never become complacent.
Patience is the last one. Patience is your virtue. You should be patient in everything you do. Be patient with the people around you. Be patient with your bank account. Be patient with everything. The world is, like we said before, the world is very fast-paced now, but if you want to be successful in every aspect of life, you have to learn to be patient.
The thing is, the second you're impatient, that induces stress. The second stress comes into your mind, emotions start getting released. It's like this negative feedback system within your mind, and it all starts with impatience because you want something too quickly, which will lead you to make silly decisions and silly decisions to get to that point, which will eventually just hurt you. For example, if we tie this into trading, if you're impatient, you're very likely going to just invest a lot of money, risk a lot of that money in hope that the higher the risk, the more returns you get.
More returns,
you spend less time learning because the second you see a slight bit of profitability, you're like, right, I've got this, now I can make more money. You start over-leveraging, over-risking. Yes, there is opportunity to make decent profits on the off chance that the odds happen to be in your favour one day, but it's a very likely longer term that comes to a halt, you end up losing out on everything.
Yeah.
And we always say, right, trading is one of the hardest things in the world. It has one of the most potential to make you rich. Obviously, owning your own businesses and building them up and being innovative in that way is obviously a huge thing. But trading, what's the word? The potential is exponential within that. And if it's that difficult, why do people think they can become a master and be good at it within 6 months? Like you say, what's one of the hardest professions you can think of, like a surgeon? How long does it take to become a surgeon?
7 years. People go to university to learn how to become a surgeon.
And then after 7 years, it takes years for them to become amazing at what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
So why are we expecting this avenue suddenly different?
Yeah.
When we can make more than the surgeons do.
We can make a yearly wage of a surgeon within
a trade at some point in our life.
You know why should you be complacent? Why should you be impatient? You need to have these criteria, and you need to have these what's the word? Traits. You know what I mean? You need to have these traits. Like going back to being patient. Like there are so many ways and reasons why you need to be patient. You need to be patient is in the fact that you said about not over leveraging. You don't want to over leverage because then you are putting yourself and your equity in great jeopardy. You know what I mean? You don't want to be over leveraging, so you need to have patience with that. Start with small funds that you are willing to lose, funds that are seen as disposable. So be patient in that aspect. Be patient in your journey in terms of actually learning how to trade. But from all of that, you want to be patient when it comes to actually placing your positions. Being too preemptive, being too impulsive, placing positions without them actually being ready to be placed is another thing. So there are so many reasons and aspects as to why you need to be patient within Forex. Patience is honestly one of the most important things, I think. Patience.
I think especially outside of Forex, within human interaction, a lot of the times when people interact, they're so happy to have that interaction and tell somebody else about themselves that it's just this constant mashing of information back and forth. But if you are truly patient and just listen to somebody and hold your tongue, you very quickly learn so much about that person because they will reveal so much, especially if you want something from somebody, not even in a malicious way, even when it comes to a relationship and you want to find out what somebody wants from you. All you have to do is just be patient. Listen to them, pick up on the subtle clues. It's things in life are unfortunately just a huge game. Like when you hit 17, 18 and you have that I'd say you have a good few years at that point to just do nothing. Like you don't need to have a stable job for a good few years, really.
Go and take risks. Go and try loads of different things.
Like most people don't want to set up a family till late 20s, so you have that whole 10 years, if not slightly less, to just work on yourself.
Yeah, like try loads of different things. Go and work in a factory. Go and work in a cafe. Go and work in a butcher's. Go and work on trains, go and work, just go and try loads of different things.
Find the one thing instantly.
Because whilst you're trying all these different things, you learn more about yourself. Oh, actually, I quite like working on trains. Oh, actually, I quite like fixing cars. Oh, actually, you know what I mean? And by doing that, you find yourself, you find the right people, you find your people, you know what I mean? So, 100%. Like, be patient with yourself. Be patient with your dreams, your passions. Be patient with trading. Be patient with people around you.
One quote that I found amazing was it goes on about some of the richest people in the world. Maybe like Jeff Bezos wasn't a millionaire until like he was middle aged. Warren Buffett wasn't a millionaire until he was middle aged. And they spent decades working to finally get where they were. And then the second they've hit 30, 40, they've made it. They've now got the rest of their life to enjoy, and they just had to put in a couple of decades of graft. But the people are like,
oh no, I don't have a couple of decades. Oh no, it's because you see loads of young successful YouTubers and like influencers and all that. They're like, oh well, if they can make it by just going on TV, or they can make it by just doing this, then so can I. Unfortunately, the world don't work like that. You know what I mean? Unless you're extremely lucky and you get an opportunity like that. You've got to graft for what you want. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. I mean, your last point. Let's just get straight on to the last point. So,
okay, my last one is innovative, and I'm actually going to read a quick quote from Andrew Tate that I loved. This, honestly, just thinking, he says, if you want to make money in life, this is sort of like the gist of what he's saying. It's like, you need to have this outlook. Every time you go somewhere, if you go for a coffee, you go for food, you go somewhere, think, why am I going here? And think about what is the unique selling point of this place that makes me go there. We go for coffees, we go to home ground all the time. Why? There's always queues outside, which makes it more attractive because you think more people want to get into it. But why is there queues? Okay, you've got to think about all these things and say, what is it about that company that attracts a lot of people? And if you can find those subtle clues within it and look at all, like a vast variety of different companies that are successful, find the core components of what it is that makes them successful, and then implement that, find a gap in the market, put it together, boom. And I've started thinking about it, you know, like that little advert I was showing you about. I was like, why has this attracted me so much? I never sit through adverts, but I sat through that one. Why?
Just 'cause
And
it
I wanted
looks
to, I
different.
wanted to look through it and see
Yeah.
what it was.
Well, it looks
It was
different,
very in your
doesn't
face,
Yeah.
constant. It was that constant feedback, and it's like taking advantage of those things and being innovative in such a way of always looking for more.
Yeah.
You know, especially as a trader, I think 90 to 95% is it of all traders lose money and fail. Okay, well, if you just do what everyone else does, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
What is it that people are missing? What is it that people aren't doing? And this is the discoveries that Richard Wyckoff had that made his findings so successful and still so true to this day, because he was innovative enough to look deeper within it and say, what's really going on here? Why are most people failing? What is it that the successful people that are doing that's different? And what is it that I can do different to other people to become successful?
Yeah.
And all successful people in life have done that. Elon Musk, think, when he made Tesla, people were laughing at him. People thought it wouldn't go anywhere, but he found that innovative idea, strayed away from the crowd. No,
That's it. I think you have got to be. You've got to be in I can't even say the word.
Innovative.
Innovative.
Yeah.
And you've got to be different. I think you've got to stand out, because if you do follow the crowd, you act as a sheep, then you are going to have the same results as everyone else does.
Yeah.
Find your own lane and swim in it. You know what I mean?
There you go. We're gonna have that quoted. Just pop up. Come on, make it happen. But yeah, I mean, it's just huge. As you said, so many people are doing so many different things, all these different avenues. How are you going to be successful in that? Do something different to your competition. Stand out.
Okay, the last topic we want to talk about today is...
So yeah, we've both picked 3 of our 3 major components that we believe make anyone successful, especially in trading, but I mean in all aspects of life.
All aspects of life.
Make sure you let us know whether you agree with these or any extra virtues that you believe are just as important as these, because it's always interesting to hear that feedback. But I believe when this video goes up, it's going to be around Christmas time, so hope you all have a brilliant festive period. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hope you all get the presents you so desire. But no, the main thing is just spend time with family. Be nice. Enjoy it. Relax. Enjoy it.
I think it's important to spend time with family, spend time with the people you love,
and eat some good food.
Yeah, I think life is just too fast paced. People are so inside themselves, so interested in themselves. I think it's important to take a step back, appreciate what you have, the people you have around you, just for one day. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm doing anyway, just appreciating what I've got. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, that rounds it up nicely. So thank you everybody for watching this episode. Make sure to leave us suggestions as well for future episodes, because we always cannot really think of good topics because we've covered the main thing. So it's sort of like last ditch.
We've covered like all trade and stuff, haven't we?
So
it's like
anything you can think of, leave it in the comments, and we'll maybe even give them a nice incentive or reward if we choose their idea. So
as James said, ideas in the comments below. If you do enjoy the video and you have enjoyed the video, leave it a thumbs up. All the support you guys provide is very much appreciated. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next Trading Couch video.